Good afternoon, everybody. I hope that everybody is enjoying today's summit. So, today's session, we're going to talk about our newly released product, Altency Matching Engine. Altency, it's a game-changing solution for MetaTrader 5 brokers and liquidity providers seeking for the best in-class ultra-low latency solution for their liquidity connectivity, aggregation, distribution, and also for their execution and risk management. So in today's session, we're going to cover what is Altency, how does it work, for whom is it for, and the benefits and the advantages that comes with it. So Altency stands for ultra low latency. It's a dedicated solution developed and released by MetaQuotes. It was developed using native internal transfer protocols, and it works for both brokers and liquidity providers. It brings brokers and liquidity providers together for liquidity access and distribution, and it offers full capabilities for price aggregation, liquidity aggregation, order matching, and execution for both A-book and B-book, as well as C-book hybrid operations based on the risk management strategies of the brokers. It also features fast and transparent reporting capabilities, so each broker and liquidity provider, they can manage their risk and their reporting processes accordingly. So Altency is built from scratch, was developed by MetaQuotes, and it has native integration with MetaTrader 5. This was done using internal and native fast transfer protocols, allowing fast and efficient communication between each component of the Altency matching engine and the MetaTrader 5, which translates to faster speeds, lower latency, as well as higher stability. Higher stability because it doesn't require third-party integrations, third-party interfaces, or other types of technologies for it to work efficiently. This translates to less resources in terms of working with the MetaTrader 5 servers, as well as less staffing resources in terms of having to learn and to integrate with third-party technologies and interfaces. And it allows the liquidity providers and the brokers to be able to scale faster with new MetaTrader 5 servers and grow based on their demand into new geographic locations. So how does Altency work? Altency, it's for both MetaTrader 5 brokers as well as liquidity providers. So each MetaTrader 5 broker gets its own dedicated matching engine deployed and connected to their own MetaTrader 5 trading server, allowing them to control their A-book and B-book, and also to connect with various liquidity providers to be able to aggregate the pricing, aggregate the liquidity, set up their different types of execution rules for both A-book and B-book or even hybrid C-book operations, so they can align their risk management in order to work based on their different strategies and different hedging rule sets of their company. So it's bringing together both makers and takers and allows them to work natively in a fast and very efficient way. And one of the very important things while doing so, brokers have the capability to control their liquidity providers on the fly. It means that they can add a liquidity provider, they can remove a liquidity provider, they can change settings on liquidity providers, on their price feeds, on their distributions, on their A-books and B-books on the fly without the need to communicate with third parties or with other third-party technologies or with other interfaces, and all the settings are done on the fly, live, without any server restarts, without any interruptions that are going to affect their trading operations. Now, moving forward, Altency, being an ecosystem itself integrated with MetaTrader 5, it has already connectivities with liquidity providers. But we have taken this a step further. We have ready integrated liquidity providers, and we are adding them intuitively in a gallery for the brokers to access them straight within their MetaTrader 5 platform, so they can see their offerings, their details, and they can see some crucial information that is going to help the brokers to decide which liquidity provider they're going to work with. For an example, they can see what is the statistics in terms of connectivity. How close is a liquidity provider that the MetaTrader 5 broker wants to work with? Because it's all about ultra low latency. The closest and the fastest the connection is with your liquidity provider, it means that you're going to have better execution quality and better overall performance of your MetaTrader 5 infrastructure. So we allow the brokers to compare liquidity providers based on latency and also other crucial statistics that we're going to introduce soon. And it's not just comparing and seeing different liquidity providers, but we have built an internal communication system allowing the brokers to communicate internally from their MetaTrader 5 with their liquidity providers to be able to get their proposal or to sign up with them and to open an institutional account. So they can start working directly without the need to leave from the platform and to go externally and start searching for contacts and start to establish a partnership with a liquidity provider. And we are also introducing real statistics in terms of latency between the liquidity provider, the matching engine, and the broker. But we're going to extend this further, and we're going to show real statistics regarding the quality of execution for each liquidity provider, to have for each broker to be able to understand the quality of execution with each liquidity provider, if it's executing on their promises. So it's going to help them better decide with which liquidity provider to work with. So with Altency, brokers and liquidity providers are going to get full transparency of their offerings so they can decide going forward. Now, Altency is offered as a service. MetaQuotes has invested millions in choosing the best of breed server hardware on the global scale, on the best data centers globally, in Equinix, in LD4 in London, NY4 in New York, in HK1 in Hong Kong. And we also now introduced SG1 in Singapore and TY3 in Tokyo. And the deployment of a matching engine of MetaTrader 5 for Altency is done straight from each MetaTrader 5 broker with just a couple of clicks. Technically, it takes 3 seconds for a MetaTrader 5 broker to get its own dedicated matching engine from the MetaTrader 5 administrator terminal. And everything is done because it's native integrated, is using internal transfer protocols, and it doesn't require additional integrations. So with Altency, the hosting of the matching engine is included, and everything is done fast, easy, efficiently, without any complexity from the MetaTrader 5 administrator terminal. Latency, it's all about transparency, because with MetaTrader 5 and latency and the connectivity to the liquidity providers, brokers now have the full funnel of the flow of the trades coming from the traders from the MT5 client terminal to the server of the MetaTrader 5 broker, to the matching engine, and from the matching engine to the liquidity providers. And all of these details are obtained and displayed within latency with microsecond precision. So you understand if there is slippage, where is slippage, where is delay. So you are going to have the full transparency when you are working with latency. And it's not just transparency regarding the latency. It's also full transparency about the pricing coming from the liquidity providers, being processed through latency and being executed to the traders. So you have full information of the expected price, the promised prices that the liquidity providers are offering to the brokers, and you can track expected price, the actual executed price at the latency matching engine venue, and also the weighted average price for each order, for each deal, for the clients. And all of this is done also with full visualization for all the trades. So for every order coming into the system and processed through the latency within MetaTrader 5 integration, you have full visualization for every order that is coming into the system. You can see how it's broken down on a tick chart, as well as how it's executed on each liquidity provider with full precision. And since latency is connected with multiple liquidity providers and supports also full depth of market, with latency, you have also customizable depth of market, and for each trade that is executed, you get a snapshot of the depth of market and how this is executed on each liquidity provider at the time of the execution. Now, we've spoken about transparency, we've spoken about flexibility, we've spoken about liquidity providers, and so forth. Now, latency has all the needed tools, essential tools for the brokers to be able to monitor and also manage their risk. So within the MetaTrader 5 Manager Terminal, we have introduced a whole new section that provides the full key metrics regarding all the funds that are being processed through latency, the profit and losses, of course, the positions of the clients, where this is intuitively analyzed per liquidity provider, as well as per group of clients, and everything is done in such a way where for each liquidity provider, you can see your exposure, you can see your A book, you can see your internal B book flow, and also you can see the full net positions of both ways. And something that we recently also introduced, we have introduced dashboards that is very intuitive for the dealers and the risk managers of the brokers, which allows a full analysis of the trade operations and your liquidity providers that you have connected and working with latency. But all of which is allowing the brokers to identify and to clarify what is their toxic flow and how to manage that risk, as well as some really important statistics regarding slippage. Slippage from the liquidity provider side, the matching engine, and your platform, so you can see and work on that, on how to improve your latency and get better terms and so forth for your own analysis. With latency, you will have the full control. You no longer depend on third parties in regards to settings or connecting you with new venues or with adjusting your rule sets and your settings of your connectivity solution. So with Latency, there is no limitation on the number of liquidity providers that you can connect with. You can connect with one liquidity providers or you can connect with 20 liquidity providers. There is no limitations and there is no extra fees on top of that. Latency has full control over the ebook, the bbook operations, or even your hybrid operations, which we are providing a lot of flexibility on that inside Latency, which everything allows you to use the risk management tools, which has built in, and it's in a very, very high configurable way because it's natively integrated with MetaTrader 5 and allows you to control the settings of both the platform as well as the Latency matching engine within one interface. So, for whom is it for? Latency technically is for any financial institution that is working with a MetaTrader 5 license. This can be a liquidity provider that is distributing liquidity to other liquidity providers or to other financial institutions, and they can use Latency for their own aggregation, their own risk management, and their own connectivity needs. Latency is suitable for brokers that they are either working with one or two liquidity providers as in ebook, or whether they are using multiple liquidity providers and they want to aggregate pricing, they want to have a mixed depth of market from multiple venues, and also to connect with liquidity providers, of course. It's also suitable for banks that they offer investing, or they are using it for their own proprietary trading to different venues, or that they want to offer liquidity to other financial institutions. Latency is also suitable for hedge funds that they are either acting as a market maker to other financial institutions and to other brokers, or they are either investing their own funds. And of course, Latency is suitable for proprietary trading companies that they are trading their own funds, or asset managers or wealth managers, which they want to get the best conditions and connect to multiple venues at the same time. So, what are the advantages of using Latency? So basically, everything that we covered is an advantage of using Latency. But as a summary, with Latency, you can connect and access multiple liquidity providers. So you can have the full gallery and the full communication with the liquidity providers through the built-in ticketing system directly from your MT5, and you can connect with just a few clicks. You will get the best prices because you are going to be getting pricing from multiple liquidity providers from multiple venues, so you can offer better execution for your clients with better terms. You can get lower spreads because it provides aggregation, and you can offer execution at the best prices with mixed depth of market from multiple liquidity providers. Therefore, again, you are transferring these benefits to your clients, and you're going to have clearer infrastructure costs because you will save on your infrastructure. You don't need to host this yourself. You don't have to learn new interfaces. You don't need to have third-party integrations. So no third-party bridges are needed for Latency to operate because it has everything we discussed, all the connectivities with liquidity providers, and reduces any development costs that or maintenance that may come with other technologies, allowing you to scale your company into new markets and to new geographical jurisdictions with the possibilities that we're offering with all those hosting options that we have globally for Latency. Latency supports various order types, including market orders, limit orders, and so on, and has all the risk management tools embedded into your MT5 and to the Latency matching engine, so you can have the different rule sets to apply for different market volatility trends and so forth to match your client's requirements. And finally, with Latency, you can price in from multiple liquidity providers. Therefore, you're going to be efficient, especially during news releases or protection against market gaps, and allows to compare pricing with other liquidity providers to make sure that you are getting the correct pricing, the correct filtration, and to protect your brokerage from any delays. So, Latency can be set up in just 8 simple steps. First step, MT5 administrator terminal. Select which location you want to launch a matching engine. For an example, LD4, which most of the liquidity providers are located. With one click, you connect to LD4. You have your own dedicated matching engine. The second step, you just select the liquidity provider, and the only thing that is needed from a liquidity provider is one MT5 Omnibus account. This Omnibus account is going to be used as an institutional account to use to connect to your Latency matching engine and your MT5 server. As soon as you get connected with the liquidity provider, you will receive all the financial instruments, all the symbols that they make them available to you. And all these symbols are going to come with the swap settings, with the names, with the spreads, with all the needed settings. And from there, you can add multiple liquidity providers, make your own aggregated symbols, your own execution rules, how you want this to be executed on different liquidity providers. You just need on the next step to link your aggregated symbols with your symbols of your MT5 platform, so you can give this to your traders to trade with. And then you set up the routing from Latency in terms of what you want to be A-book, what you want to be B-book, which you want to be hybrid model as a C-book, and you are good to go. So I hope you find it interesting what we've seen today. However, you can test Latency and set it up free for 3 months straight from your MT5 administrator terminal. And you can see by yourself how easy it is, how you can work more efficiently and faster with Latency matching engine. So, in case you have any more questions, feel free to join us at booth number 43, where we have set up Latency there. We can show you everything live and help you take your brokerage to the next level with Latency. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a good rest of the day.